Alright, hey guys, I've got a new mic, and hopefully the audio levels should not be horrible this time. So, anything you want to say before we dive in, Wafu?
No, nope. I am looking forward to another night of wonderful death.
Alright, so we've got a little bit of overworld, oh god, I was trying to double jump. This by instinct. We've got to go back across a few overworld screens that have been, let's say, upgraded. We don't have air dash or anything yet, so this is kind of a pain in the ass.
What is the game without double jump?
Actually, oh yeah. So you want to not stand on the center of these platforms. Oh, you don't want to get hit by the monkeys either, and that's also an important point to remember. I honestly don't remember this part, so this is,
I don't remember it at all.
okay, that's okay. We got to the next screen. So one thing I was hoping we'd have more time to talk about is like the games that DT3 takes influence from, but so far the game itself has proved, you know, engaging, I guess, active enough for us to really just be talking about it the whole time.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll change as we go into the Mega Man Gate, because I think the Mega Man Gate is a pretty cool take on the actual Mega Man X series, and I really like what he did with it, so we're coming up on that in just a bit after we get past this overworld section.
Managed to talk about Castlevania a bit in the last one.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I should point out about the overworld is that the map for it will always display the items you're missing on any given area, and at some point, I don't actually know when, you get it'll actually display the type of items that are missing as well. Maybe that's just not on Nightmare, I'm not really sure. So if you're ever, missing some sort of item, you can just look on the map. It even shows the gates and the items in there. So this game is real friendly even for completionism.
I mean, it's all just cheese, so
Yeah.
yeah, it probably just doesn't show it.
There's still two types of cheese I haven't collected any of, but we won't get one of them for quite a while. So.
We need game power cheese.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a bird right there. I think that might be a new bird. Every time Zephyr patches the game, he adds more birds, if you can believe that.
Is there an achievement for finding every bird?
I don't think it'd be possible to get that achievement. There's an achievement for seeing, like, I want to say 11,000 birds or something. And there's some cheese there we can't get, but it's okay because it's cheese. The overworld.
I like how. Oh, go ahead.
The overworld really teases you with the power-ups. You're gonna want to come back later, to say the least. Let's see. I think this might be a shortcut to somewhere I want to go. Oh no, not yet.
There's actually a whole water section to this part of the overworld that you are not going to see at all, I don't think, because it's just going to have cheese in it.
Yeah, that's one of the areas I kind of want to keep. Not really go there because I'm sure there are people watching this who haven't actually played the game, and I don't want to show off everything for them especially. I will show off the two very special achievements in the first area of the game, though. Just because we wouldn't have any reason to go over there at all without doing that.
And the fun thing is, ice is currently becoming incredible. As we
That's our term for beating War Master, because well, hopefully we'll see the reason why in this playthrough.
It's a maybe.
The second optional boss is a very good addition in that sense, because he gives you a lot of good practice you're going to want for challenge runs of War Master. And if it weren't for him, his addition, I'd actually be very worried about my ability to beat Nightmare War Master. But with practicing on the super boss, I'm a little bit more confident. So anyway, we've got like some sort of I guess you got sort of tower defensey sort of section here, and we've got these. I believe these are unique enemies actually, who are gonna try and wreck our shit while we're trying to destroy a virus that is what the green indicator is for. And you only ever do this once, so I'm not quite sure how to do it at the moment, so we'll figure. Right, malevolent virus. We just we got to drain this thing's HP, which it has quite a bit of, while these guys are
Holy
on
shit!
ours.
It has 4,000 health.
These guys have lots of HP, and I've been trying to hit them with bombs. It's not working too well because I have, no radius, but it's okay. We'll get it done. Okay, bombs do decent damage to them, but not really enough for us to actually, like kill them very quickly. They have a lot of HP too.
I recently thought of it that you remember when there was that time where everybody in Tanoshimi played Baldur at like the same time, basically.
Yeah.
Kind of becoming incredible has kind of replaced the beating Sora's root feeling, basically.
Yes, it's the new Neunzine, or however you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
So you can actually hit this pretty early, but you're gonna fall in the pits if you're not really good with juggling. So it might be a good idea to try and actually kill these guys.
I don't remember at all what I did for this section because, again, you never have to do anything like this ever again.
And they're very good about staying out of your range of fire as well, which is the annoying part. Oh, and there's actually some birds here who can help you out. That's cool.
This incredibly obscure thing that you only do once is kind of the the charm of DT3.
Yeah.
You could say that about a lot of things in this game, really.
There are a lot of varied gameplay sections, let's say. We'll be seeing... Okay, that run was off to an okay start, but it went very badly very quickly. Wow, that was a great death right there.
Nah, I'm waiting for it. No, that was good. That was pretty good. It's a shame that Kevin almost made it for this one.
Almost.
Very close.
But not quite.
And God, who likes that guy? He's gay.
Hopefully he doesn't watch this VOD.
I hope he does. You hear me call him Kevin gay.
Chaos Gay Master. Oh. That's not good.
I have to think about something to say while I sit here watch you going in circles fighting the malevolent virus.
So, I had a pop-up right there. That's...
I thought that was my screen and I tried to close it.
No, it was mine.
What makes this more awkward is that you have no shot options at the moment because you have the Metroid or Mega Man.
Yeah.
So, but if I do recall, I believe that if you kill the virus, both the wasp spots actually go away.
Yeah, I'm thinking what I should do is just kill the virus and not worry about these guys. And just try and get hits in on them when I can. Because it actually takes quite a while for the virus to... what it's trying to do is infect X, and it actually takes quite a while for it to do that. So we're not in any real hurry quite yet. Maybe
Oh,
try.
does the virus actually make it to X if you leave it alone too long?
Yeah, that's what it's doing. It's circling X and getting ever closer to him.
I actually thought this just went indefinitely. I didn't know it actually could make it to X.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of trying to get like, 1,000 damage on it per cycle or whatever, and that might work. Because that's not too hard to pull off, I don't think. Oh shit.
The virus is sort of a dick. It infects everybody.
Yeah, there are a lot of viruses in this game for whatever reason. I guess because, it takes place in a computer program, and that's an easy enemy to come up with.
I think it's all one virus, isn't it? It's just kind of like splits itself and makes more of it. I have no idea, though.
I don't know.
That's too deep in the DT3 lore for me.
Yeah. And the virus is almost dead, so let's just take it easy.
Is the virus submissive to the hit stun from Sword or Whip at all? Or does it just keep going it?
It just kept going, but it's okay, I beat it. So yeah, the correct strat there is to ignore the big B robots. They're not your friend, and it'll make things painful for you. And let's see where this unlocked real quick. Oh yeah, okay, this is the actual gate, and this leads back over here if you wanted to go back up here for some reason.
It's almost like that one game with shortcuts.
Oh yeah. Let's not mention that game. Okay, so Wafu told me that this cutscene gives him feels. And you know what I think about feels? This is what I think about feels. Oh, you can't skip it, fuck.
You were gonna skip it on me! How could you?
Yes. You can't actually skip this cutscene, it's just that epic. So the thing here is that Jerry learns that the people, let's say NPCs, the bots who've been giving him powers, have been doing so at the cost of their own lives, and he's all upset, but X is like, fuck that, I'm giving you my powers. Take them, Jerry. And you get this extremely epic cutscene.
Dude, why is it that like X gets this like giant transformation and everyone else just runs into you and just kind of fades away? What's so special about X?
I mean, Zephyr likes Mega Man X is, I guess, the reason.
You have no love for Belmont? That's brutal.
So, yeah. That was kind of a thing that happened. Oh, it's still going. Jesus Christ, I forgot how long this cutscene is. So, and the thing is, that's like basically the only cutscene in the game, period. Okay,
the world is depending on you.
You might have seen,
now go.
You might have seen me mashing, but in this gate alone, you have the Mega Man X wall cling, and you can you've got the standard lemon shooter at the moment. As you can see it up at the top, follow Chow. It does have ammo. You cannot spam it infinitely like in real Mega Man. You can charge it up to green. You can charge it up to blue and purple, and on Nightmare mode, we can charge it up to super purple. And that'll be fun to figure out how that works. So let's move on. So this is Infinity Maginian's music. When I was a kid, and by kid I mean 12 years old, I had no idea what a Maginian was. It's from the Japanese word Mijinko, which means water flea. And they didn't bother to translate that name for whatever reason.
Really? Wow. That's fascinating.
So it looks like we're doing...
I'm curious what the base damage of the new... I'm about to say it. 135, huh?
Yeah, it looks...
We're not getting any bigger, so...
Yeah, that's going to be our most powerful weapon throughout this entire playthrough, other than the bombs, of course.
I think with max DPS, you can get the normal charged like level 2 Buster to a 163. But I mean, everybody just uses the energy gem anyway, so.
Yeah, there's a very useful item I'll show in a bit when we get there that we're not going to be able to get. It's in fact probably the best item in the entire game. Or not item, but piece of equipment, let's say. So so I died in the same way twice because the text was blocking the screen. That's kind of an oversight or something. I don't know. I might change that if I were Zephyr. So let's talk about the music again. The music is from X6. X6 is a game that gets a lot of hate. Some of it is deserved, but like we know, Blaze Heatness's level is utterly terrible. But the game actually does a lot of cool things that I think it would have been neat to see, kind of explored more. Because the game was very rushed, and a lot of the stuff they were trying to do didn't come across too well because of that rush development cycle. And the next game after it just kind of dropped all that and went, 3D. And I've never played the 3DX games. Have you, Wafu?
The only like other Mega Man game I played besides X1, 2, and 3 is Mega Man 0. So I can't say so.
So this place is harder than I remember, and that's okay. We'll get through it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that it's interesting that I think this and the Metroid Gate both introduce mechanics and movement options to your character that don't leave the gate. So it's interesting that because I think at first when you come here you'd expect to take the wall jump out of it when you initially see it, but it would break the game.
Yeah, Zephyr says basically one of the enemy things. That was a close near death. He says one of the enemy things here that he wanted to have this ability, but he knew it would break the game if you could take it out here, so he just made it exclusive to this area. So yeah, those are a lot of spikes, and they're all instant death. This is where the platforming difficulty really ramps up. And even without air dash, you can dash off of walls, which is a nice feature. This is the basically standard Mega Man starter intro stage, if you will. We are going to get to a stage select after this. It's not too much longer, I don't think. Oh, and here are our first red obstacles. You cannot dash through these. You want me to demonstrate, Wafu?
Yes, I want you to demonstrate.
That's what happens. You take fucking 10 damage.
Holy shit, dude!
So yeah, blue. This is a recurring theme throughout the game, but basically blue is good, and red is very bad. And that never really changes. It's a good, consistent way of just kind of letting you know what's up with the given obstacle.
There is many of this type, as Mugi said, and the red appears in various forms that you will see, like spike balls, for example, that have the red over them, and etc., etc. You'll see a lot of the dash stopping red. Let's say. Yeah.
Basically, you should assume that anything is red you don't want to dodge at. There are some things that are red, but oh, and you should actually kind of hurry up here because this is not like actual Mega Man X. This is much tighter. Okay. Basically, much like the actual Mega Man X series, this gate is very based around vertical platforming because you have an amazing movement option for that. And the dash does not work like it does in Mega Man X, so he has made allowances for that. You cannot actually climb upward as fast as you would be able to in the actual X games, but it's all designed around that, so don't worry. And that's basically in-game platforming in any of the actual X games, and we just kind of did that in the intro stage. So you can imagine how, it's going to go from here. And here,
One thing I actually do
yeah,
praise the original X games for, because I think that the wall dash or wall scaling rather that I should say. Nice spike death, by the way.
yeah.
That I always thought it was actually pretty well utilized in the X games in general, even though that I think that it is an option that would be pretty mishandled in most cases by a lot of different developers. So
Yeah, that is one thing I've noticed. I've replayed a couple of the X games recently myself, been watching them on GDQ, and Raukow's been LPing the first three as well. I've noticed they make actually very good use of the verticality, and the levels are really built around having the ability to wall cling. It's like the one major design tenet they stuck with throughout the entire series.
Oh, these enemies, by the way, that you just dashed past, the spike chainball guys, you are gonna hate them by the end of this game.
Yeah.
They, as you could tell, that we just talked about the dash red. It is covering their chainballs, and they are going to use it, and you will hate them for it.
So this guy is the intro stage boss from X3. He is harder than he is in X3. Especially since we have, absolutely no DPS at the moment. As you can see, his spike balls are also covered in red, so you cannot dash through them. Oh, and I jumped right into the spikes. You also cannot shoot through them, which makes this a bit trickier because you're kind of having to balance between dodging his balls and being in a position to actually hit him.
You were kind of gonna have to learn how to bait his mace balls for the most part.
Yeah, you do get kind of a little tell if you'll notice they flash a bit before he fires them off. So it's not too bad to bait them just keep Jerry up in the air basically.
If you want to try and see how much you can break your wrist, try gold timing this guy.
Yeah, this is one of the harder gold times, I would say, because if you try and do this with the power-up for the X-Buster, you're going to run out of ammo real quick, so you need to actually do it with the default lemons, and it's tough.
By the way, the air jumping is making this pretty good,
Yeah.
to say.
So that's another cutscene we can't skip, because I guess it ends with this little jingle. It sounds like a MIDI. That's okay. Oh, and it looks like Ice became incredible.
Oh, did he?
He pasted it on Discord.
He did.
So
He had,
here's
2
Zero.
hits
He's
left.
a shop energy gem. Look at the effect for the energy gem. This is the best item, the best equipment in the game by a very wide margin. It makes Jerry into an utter beast of DPS and just absolutely wrecks almost everything. But yeah, we don't get that.
We do not get that. It basically compounds all your shots into large amounts of damage per shot. It drains your ammo really fast, but it's when you eventually get to the point where you can switch between characters and other sets, you're gonna use this for quick burst, and you are gonna love the fact that it can do quick bursts, because this is part of the reason why Jerry is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
In terms of damage dealing.
So we're going to Ostrich's stage first, like Protoman told us to. We are going to get weapons for beating each of the bosses, but they do not correspond to the actual weapon the boss uses, and we really want the weapon from this area first. So that's basically why Protoman told us to go here.
I actually kind of freaked out when I saw the stage select screen, because I kind of knew it was coming, but it still gave me that. I haven't played the X games in so long, but it hit all that nostalgia note for me when I saw it. It was amazing.
Yeah, so this area is actually based on the real Overdrive Ostrich's stage in X2. Except, it's not like 2 screens long. It's actually a real level now. The I was actually quite surprised when I watched Ralcal LP X2 because this level in X2 is just, it's basically fucking nothing is what it is. And here we have a motorbike segment. So in the actual X games, these segments are absolutely horrendous. But like I was talking about earlier, part of designing a hard game is being reasonable about your difficulty. And I think Zephyr did a good job of keeping these sections, mostly reasonable. You don't have to make any split-second jumps or, memorize what's ahead. It's mostly just reaction times, and you can speed up a bit if you want to, but you'll run into shit, so probably don't.
The only thing that I find weird about this mechanic in general is the speed up juices that you get with the the electric balls that you see. That's your juice basically for your speed up. There's not a ton that really makes use of this when you get here, except for the quick jumps that you need to do at the end of ramps, and that doesn't cost very much. So I'm not really sure what the speed up really does, but I don't know. It's a nice thing to have, I guess.
It's for speed running, obviously.
And dude, you need to stop. One of us is going to try and make it happen if we keep joking about it.
Yeah. So as we can see, this is basically very hard versions of what you would be doing in real Mega Man X. I think Zephyr did a really good job of recapturing the actual sort of design you would see in the X series, but since you have a very broken dash in DT3, he also made them much harder to compensate for that.
I just think that Zephyr's ability to kind of understand, the games that he, kind of takes from is really impressive, and it really showcases in the Mega Man game especially, because, he understood that Mega Man has lots and lots of verticality in its movement, and, how the enemies are placed specifically, and how they, and their servants as obstacles is also pretty, very Mega Man-esque, too.
Yeah. He said that X is one of his favorite game series, and DT as a whole takes a lot of inspiration from it. Obviously, as you can tell from Jerry's dash. I think it takes a lot of inspiration from the Zero series as well, really. Let's see. Okay, over here, you can actually get over here earlier with iframes and stuff, but I'm not going to bother doing that. That is an item that we actually can get on Nightmare Mode. I'll leave it a secret for now. Oh, I believe these enemies mentioned that in previous DT games he wasn't good enough at coding to make enemies that can interact with slopes. So you can kind of see how his skill as a game designer is also linked with his skill as a programmer and is familiar with the engine he's using, which is something that kind of goes overlooked in game design. It's not just about the actual design. You have to be able to implement that. Here's another motorbike section. Go ahead.
I like Zephyr. Pretty much only learned coding and how to use Game Maker specifically because he wanted to make game just as a hobby. He wanted to just make a game one day, so he learned how to code. I don't know if I have the dedication for something like that. It's what it essentially boils down to as a hobby.
Oh shit! I jumped right into the. That's a good death.
Oh, by the way, Jerry's crash death animation never fails to make me laugh. He just flies. It's amazing looking.
So this map actually does have some good usage of the boost. I'm not really sure what Wafu was talking about, but you need to use the boost to get past the second some of these lightning bolts here. Oh
yeah, there's that one. There's that one slant. Yeah, it's
So the bottom there is actually pretty fun to do, but you just get cheese for it, so we're not going to have any fun today, I'm sorry. Oh, and if you go off that high enough, you can get up there and get that cheese, but you don't really need to. You can come back later for it, if you want. And of course we've got the boss transition door with the Jerry shadows left on screen. And here's Overdrive Ostrich. He's basically like an X2, but, you know, harder to compensate for the dash.
This is Kevit's favorite boss, I heard.
Yeah, for some reason, Kevin had a lot of trouble with this guy. I don't really know why or how, but...
So all the Mavericks, as for gold timing, by the way, just basically explode as soon as you touch them, and they don't. In Overdrive Ostrich, especially, doesn't even get to do his desperation attack. Really, he just kind of dies.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
You actually get all three attack items when you're attack options when you're fighting them in the boss gallery. Because okay, that was a bad death.
Dude, don't die to Overdrive Ostrich.
I'm sorry, I died. I canceled my dash while I was in the middle of his sprite, which you don't want to do. Just you know, pro tip. So yeah, as you can see, this guy has a pretty basic pattern. He can take you by surprise if you're not paying attention to which side of the screen he's on. But there's nothing too hard about him. Just the vertical strike is kind of hard to dodge sometimes, so you want to watch out for that. Keep a dash handy. Let's see. So I have one hit left. That's right. When he's in super mode, you can't dash through him. I forgot. That's why I died there. So you get some pretty good DPS with the 4th level charge. It does take a little while to go up there, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think Chow's tells you, or yeah, I think Chow tells you if you scam them that when they do their desperation attack, they become undashable. But I just totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Even I forgot about that, honestly. So I haven't done the Mavericks with them lasting for longer than 10 seconds in a long time.
So you gotta actually jump over him like in Mega Man X when he goes super.
Super Saiyan Ostrich. Dude, don't die to Overdrive Ostrich.
I'm trying not to, but I probably should have practiced some of these fights, but, you know, practicing is for scrubs.
Agreed. I'm actually looking forward to Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma, I have a lot of experience fighting, so it should actually go better than Overdrive Ostrich. Oh. Jumped right into that. So one thing you want to note is that when he goes into his super form, he's gonna kind of abruptly stop in his tracks like that, and that's gonna hit you, and you're gonna be sad. Okay, yeah. You actually want to avoid an over-reliance of trying to dash through him when he's close to his super transition, because you'll get wrecked if you do. Okay. Oh shit.
Oh no.
So I'm thinking it might be better to just spam Lemon Zoom to him instead of trying to charge. It seems to do much better DPS.
Ah, that was sad.
It was.
Man, you take a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is basically hard because I was kind of trained on trying to tank him, but tanking is not going to work anymore.
You know, gotta say, yeah, that's what Quaff said is pretty true. It seems that the Mega Man Nightmare ability seems to be a little sad in comparison to the other two.
It's pretty bad. It takes way too long to charge. I guess he kind of removed it from the game, main games, just because it's not, like good. It's not really a good option for you at any point I can think of in the main game. Oh, how's...
Nightmare ability should have just been permanent energy gem.
Yeah, that would have been much better, actually. Oh shit, oh my god, I was at 1 HP left.
You know, I made a joke earlier about how Keth got stuck on Overdrive Ostrich.
Looks like I'm gonna get stuck on Overdrive Ostrich too. It's okay. We're just gonna learn him really well and we'll never have any problems with him again.
Yeah, you know, gotta get trained for all those future Overdrive Ostrich runs.
Yes. Keep overcorrecting when I jump over.
Man, restarting when you don't do the first 3 bullets right, that's high level.
I'm trying to get as much damage as I can before he goes super at the moment, right? Basically. Shit. I can't believe I'm having trouble with this guy. I was not expecting this at all. So, one thing to note, like all the other weapons, you cannot just mash wildly to spam the buster. You need to do a certain kind of rhythm with it as well. Or just get really close like that. Oh shit, no. Okay, I could not have avoided that. That's kind of bullshit. Okay.
Oh, that was a bit of shenanigans, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious to see how much this changes the DPS, like just the normal, like the norms of DPSing bosses later, because Mega Man has always been like the go-to, but without the Nightmare ability being so uninspiring and no energy gem, I'm wondering if how that changes.
What I need to do is get past the super form with, being able to take more than one hit. That's what's gonna make or break this fight, I think. The boss music is from X3, by the way.
Oh.
Okay, ran out of ammo there. It's not good.
Huh. So, the only thing I can say to this is Kevin was right.
So yeah, this guy is kind of hard when you can't just tank everything he does, as it turns out. I'm really not sure I'm supposed to avoid his super either.
It seems pretty hard to notice to react in time when he gets the blade under you or not.
Yeah, I think it's on like a pattern depending on where the last ones were, but it's hard to correct yourself in time. See, I'm not really sure how that works. So on the plus side, I'm going to be able to gold rank this guy really well now because I know how to get the DPS in.
You'll never see the desperation attack and gold timing him.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, made it here without getting hit at least.
You're running out of ammo so hard.
Yeah. Looks like what you want to do is nudge to the right slightly every time.
Maybe it's just safe to move regardless if it appears on you or not.
Okay, I beat him Achilles, so that's something. Practice makes perfect? I don't know.
That's a very Mugi-esque way of die 6 times with the horrible spaghetti and then Achilles him in the last one.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that just proves that you can learn the fight, though.
Yeah, I guess it is just moving regardless of if something's under you or not, so you will always be in position for the next one.
Right, you just want to keep nudging either left or right depending on which way he's going. And I get Shotgun Ice, which is, Chill Penguin's weapon, but hey, they're both birds, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the shop so I can... Oh, Jerry actually has commentary. I didn't notice that, but I skipped it, so... You can see that in your playthrough. I'm going to take a bathroom break, and then we'll get back to the others.
Alright. Alright, guys. We're on the way. Good job of becoming Incredible Ice.
Alright, here's hoping that the next boss, goes a bit better. We're gonna go after Toxic Seahorse.
Yep. Toxic Seahorse. That is definitely the boss we will be fighting. Yep.
Don't spoil it just yet. As you may notice, his stage is Neon Tigers for some reason. I don't really know what's up with the, boss and stage discrepancy here, but we won't question it.
I mean, you got Shotgun Ice from beating Ostrich. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason.
So this is why Protoman told us to do Ostrich first for Shotgun Ice. Shotgun Ice does elemental damage, which is the same type of damage that the Holy Waters do. And there's quite a bit of stuff in this gate that's weak against elemental damage. Not these guys, though. These guys are very bad in this game, unlike in actual X3 where they're from. In actual X3, they just make little spikes on the ground that damage you if you touch them. In this game, they slowly lay instant kill spikes. So you want to get rid of them very quickly, lest you, end up with instant kill spikes everywhere.
I find that elemental damage is a pretty valuable damage type. It comes up a lot on a lot of really important enemies, like the Blood Tyrants, for example.
Oh, and one thing to note, you fire Shotgun Ice against the wall and it'll ricochet. That's actually quite important. We'll see why later.
Yeah.
Maybe like not even this stream later, but it does come up a lot.
It's a thing that most people actually tend to forget.
Oh yeah, Quaff was talking about how he forgot on his first playthrough. So this guy is in a really bad position, so we're just gonna... Oh, so close. Okay, I can just skip that guy if I do a very tight Jerry dash. That's what I'm gonna try and do. And one thing to note here is the screens in this level are actually pretty long compared to the usual DT3 screen. So you die and it's a bit of a setback. You can dash through those spikes. Those don't have red outlines. Spikes with red outlines, they're not your friends.
They cause you misery and hardships.
There's a lot of things in this game that aren't your friend, really. Rauko actually put up his video of Neon Tiger and X3 today, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to go ahead and do this stream, really. You know, just to match the DT3 master.
That's one way of describing Rauko, yeah.
And that guy will just jump off, so don't... And I'm just going to tank damage there, so you can still tank a bit of damage on Nightmare. That's basically the reason I've chosen Nightmare instead of Achilles. I do like having, you know, just the bit of leeway it affords you. It's not like instant death for any minor fuck up. It does make you play a lot more conservatively, I am finding, though. And these birds are weak to elemental as well.
Yeah. Boss made a good point. Yep. Gary is your friend.
Gary is everyone's friend. So these guys are kind of annoying because that explosion has a very large hitbox. only really noticing that now. You want to hit those guys from the back when they open up. That'll do double damage with the Buster. All that orb up there does is block shots, just kind of avoiding having too much spam on screen at once is the idea, I guess. These guys fire in set patterns, so you want to keep track of what they're doing at any given time.
There's tons of stuff on screen on this screen.
That's an example of where you want to kill that gator thing quickly before he... Over here you get an item for doing that, but I guess we can get it since it's... And we're out of shotgun ice ammo. Shotgun ice tends to run out of ammo quicker than you would think, in my experience.
Yeah. I don't know if it actually has... I think it does actually have less... shots in it than the Buster, which is, you know, pretty obvious, I guess, because it's a special damage type.
Yeah.
But because there's so many things like that are actually just straight up weak to elemental.
Yeah.
You'll end up using it just very frequently.
So I missed this item my first time through the game. Just gonna get it even though it's cheese now, and I ended up using some damage iframes to tank through those spikes. It's kind of not what I was intending to happen, but hey, it worked. I think you can get up there without double jump, but I'm not going to bother trying. So this screen, actually, let's show the gimmick here. You're being chased by a wall of fire, and this screen is basically the reason you want shotgun ice. Otherwise, these things are going to take forever to destroy. In actual Mega Man X, these things serve basically no real purpose. They're just kind of there to slow you down. So I'm glad Zephyr found, you know, like a reason for their existence on this map.
Yeah, there's nothing. Are there any, or how frequent are like auto scrollers in the Mega Man series? Really, I don't remember there being much.
In the X series, they're very infrequent. I can only think of the one dude in X5, the whale guy. And that's a fucking really, really obnoxiously slow auto scroller. So what I'm trying to do here is conserve ammo by only killing what I absolutely need to. You'll have an easier time, I guess, if you go through here without doing... Oh, those guys are triple weak to elemental, by the way, so you want to... shotgun ice is going to make them a lot easier as well. I think Zephyr did a good job of making shotgun ice an attractive option pretty much everywhere in this gate. But it has a side effect, like I said, on this screen. You're going to run out of ammo. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Hence why I was using the Buster on that guy. You can spam shotgun ice very quickly if you're right up next to something, same with the Buster. But getting up close and personal is risky in this game, you know, like in most games.
So this is one mention I want to put of why the Mega Man weapon is actually kind of the DPS king. Is as for most projectiles that the player can fire, there can only be a certain amount of them on screen until you can shoot another one. And the Buster, I'm not exactly sure what the cap is. I think it's 4, but I'm not totally sure. Mugi can correct me if he knows.
I'm not sure
But
myself, but yeah, go ahead.
But basically, even though that your projectiles for a certain type are capped, your other ones are not. And basically you can cap on buster shots, and during their travel time, you can also weave in your shotgun ice, and you can weave in the gravity well at the same time.
Yeah, that's
So basically, you can use all three weapons as a form of horizontal DPS. And you can utterly decimate things this way by abusing this fact.
That's basically the strategy for the gold times for Mega Man bosses, especially Boss Spider. He is one of the harder gold times, I would say, in the entire game. You really need to maximize your DPS on him, or you're not going to have a good time. So I'm not sure I can make this now. Let's try doing a series of dash. Oh, that worked. So one thing to note is that iframes are cumulative during a dash, and then I died to something else anyway. That's actually going to come into play against this boss. We can we'll be able to.
That was good dashing, by the way, through the spikes. Actually, that was a great example of why I think Jerry's dash is so good. Because your iframes do not the animation does not actually have a point where the iframes don't run out, where you can't activate dash again.
Yeah.
So it will never end.
You can stay invincible for as long as you have dash charges, basically. And you can even do that if you're running up against the wall. If you're going up against the wall, the iframes are actually preserved, even if you're not in the animation. That's going to come into play against this boss, actually.
And this actually cannot be done with Claire, and because of her special property that she gets airtime, which means that she is locked in her animation for the entirety of her until she reaches the ground again. So you can't just spam dashes. You will always have points where you don't have iframes as Claire.
She can dash into an air dash, but that obviously you can't do multiple air dashes at once.
Yeah.
So
you can get basically Claire has a longer to put it in perspective, Claire in one fluid motion, if you go dash air dash, can have more iframes in a single point, but she will always have a longer time where she cannot be she is vulnerable to attacks, whereas Jerry will always have iframes as long as you choose him to.
Yeah, and as long as you don't run out of dash charges, which actually is not as much of a problem as you might think it would be. There aren't that many situations where you're going to find yourself just blindly spamming dashes. The final boss, War Master, is probably the place where limited dashing is going to have the biggest effect gameplay-wise, because you really want to conserve them against him in particular. Okay, that was not a good dash. So it seems like the hitbox with shotgun ice against these guys is kind of weird. You can kind of get it in there underneath their balls sometimes, but not really sure the distance you need for that. Oh god, I'm just gonna kill myself. That's how I solve all my problems.
Oh, that was I guess you didn't hit. You just didn't hit dash in time when the diagrams ran out. That was sad.
One thing to note is that DT3 runs at 30 FPS, so the window for any given input is fairly lenient. I was trying to do an air dash. Good thing I caught myself. Okay. And that bomb guy up there is very annoying. The screen text for this actually mentions him. Oh, he has a special name, Cannon Legs McGuire. I didn't know he had a special name. There are a couple enemies in this game with special names because you'll get to love them.
LP actually just made a really good point about Jerry's shooting, which is that you have 3 different shoot heights, which is while you're moving, your shoot height is different because Jerry crouches, and
Oh,
your standing shoot height is different because you have a different because it matches your sprite, and crouching you also have a different shot height.
that is actually not something I ever really realized, or I mean, I guess I realized it, but not like I was not. I didn't like constantly think about it when I was doing that. That's actually a good observation, yeah. So let's not get hit by that stray bullet this time. That worked out. Oh, and you might notice this does not have Neon Tiger's stage theme because, his stage theme is plagiarism.
Of all the things in this game.
Yeah, we can't have that in DT3, can we?
No, of course not. You can steal all of the stage, but you can't steal the music. That's copyright.
Well, I mean, the music itself is actually stolen from a Guns N' Roses song almost entirely.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's look up Neon Tiger's theme from the Super NES version, and then look up Guns N' Roses song "My Michelle," and they're basically identical. The Neon Tiger's theme actually got changed in later ports because it was such a ripoff. And
That is amazing.
note the text here. That's what we were talking about earlier. And here's Toxic Seahorse. He gets melted by Gravity Beetle because this is Neon Tiger's stage. So we had to fight Gravity Beetle.
I like how you don't even fight him at all. This gravity beetle comes in and just like literally melts him into the dirt.
Oh, you're noticing a quirk with Game Maker's input. When I retry here, Jerry was jumping. That's not supposed to happen, but it happens because Game Maker's controller support is bad.
So it's really it happens more than you'd think.
Yeah, it's especially bad in one of the challenge rooms.
Yeah, oh, the one where you just like jump into a spike and for like 30 damage over and over again.
Skipping the game over screens is actually gonna have the consequence of getting rid of that quirk for that room, which is nice. So again, gotta figure this guy out without the DPS strats.
That quirk is actually very annoying for the boss gallery, by the way.
Okay, and Super, he basically sends a bunch of balls out, and you dash against the wall, and hopefully you do the timing right. And I didn't do the timing right, but that's okay.
No, yeah, he throws a bunch of balls out and have to make like the cat fit and put the balls in your face.
Yeah.
And everybody's happy. Oh, you died.
Yeah.
Nobody's happy, actually.
So even without weaknesses, you'll notice that Shotgun Ice does more base damage than the default Uncharged X-Buster as well.
And you really just melt this guy with Shotgun Ice.
Yeah.
So you get him to super instantly.
Okay.
So, I never figured out what it is, but if you actually scan him, I think Chow or Jeremy tells you that there's an exploit with his super. I never figured out what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's just referring to dashing against the wall like that. So the thing here is I have to actually learn how to fight him after he does his super, because you don't do that in gold times.
No, you do not.
Okay, that was fucking close, but I did it. died
Well,
right
no
as I
ostrich.
kill. Yeah, no Achilles, but that should actually not be too bad to Achilles once you figure out the everything that's on screen.
That looked like he was about to end your life in a second there.
Yeah, very close, but hey, we beat him. And we actually do get his actual weapon from X3 with Gravity Well. This is our first source of special type damage. It's a quirky weapon, let's say.
Yeah, it's you get another like special damage weapon, which you're pretty much always going to use over the gravity well. The only real way you use the gravity well is one to solve puzzles because it's really good at that, and two to basically to shoot with if you're just DPS spamming with the Mega Man weapon.
It's also useful against Sigma here because he's weak against it. Something had to be it had to be useful against something basically. So here's some cheese, and you're gonna really want the shotgun ice for a later stage in this level as well. So basically, listen to Proto Man when he tells you to do that.
Pretty sure I did this one first, like a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, don't do that because there's another screen that's gonna give you some grief.
It's interesting that there is a recommended order, but not a locked order like the original Mega Man. Except the original Mega Man, boy, does it not tell you.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that's I've always found kind of questionable in Mega Man is how there's no real way to ever know what a boss's weakness is. So I actually kind of like the fourth charge against those guys because it lets you kill them in just 2 hits instead of flailing around. And that's like the easiest chest to get in the game. I'm not sure what he was doing with that, but okay. Oh, okay, there's actually floor down here. I didn't figure Zephyr would just put a pit there, but you never know. Oh, those guys are weak against gravity well as well. As you can see, you can use it to get some pretty good DPS, because let's demonstrate how it works with it. It does 1 tick, then another tick. It does 2 ticks of damage, basically. And it's just kind of free damage if you shoot in there with everything else.
You can have 2 on at a certain time, and that includes when it's like firing and when it's doing damage in its exploded form. You cannot, I don't think, under any circumstance, shoot another one.
Yeah. And there's actually a very slight input delay when you do it where you can't dash, which is not really relevant for anything, but we'll mention it. Oh, it's these guys. These actually do show up again. And they're weak against Elemental here, even though they weren't earlier.
Thinking emoji. That's so weird. What the fuck?
Shit. Okay. So here's a fucking shitload of exploding things, and you gotta get on top of them to go over here and get this cheese. Wait until you see that death, Wafu.
Oh no. Oh.
Another property of the gravity.
Wow.
Another property of the gravity well is that it will go for a fixed set of time or until it hits an enemy, and this is what makes it very useful for puzzles. So like
you're gonna see. I don't know if we've actually seen it yet. The double switch, the string connected to the switches.
Yeah.
We've seen that yet? I don't think
we
so,
haven't
right?
seen them yet. No, I don't think they'll even show up until the vault. In fact.
No, they show up in the Castlevania Nightmare Gate.
Oh, okay.
But it's very useful for that in particular. You'll see a puzzle later where you have to hit two switches at the same time, and because the gravity well is such a fixed distance and is so delayed, you can use it on that in particular very well.
Oh, jumped right into that bird, but that's okay. We love birds, don't we?
We love birds. We're Zephyr incarnate.
Yeah. So here's Bit, or Bite, or whatever. I didn't read his name, and that was bad. So you never had to do this in Mega Man, did you? I just noticed you actually get plus 20 awesome every time one of these things explodes.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So this area is basically about conserving your dash and getting optimal movement through here, and this is why you want shotgun ice, so you can do that, and that an encounter will stay gone once you beat it like all other encounters. This is good because I fell in the pit immediately after beating it.
I don't actually think that kill room goes away, does it?
I'm pretty sure it does. Well, we'll find out in just a sec. Oh, it doesn't. That's okay.
See? I knew it.
So you can actually hit both enemies with shotgun ice from the default standing position with Jerry, which is why you want it here. There's some cheese. We're not going to get the cheese. It took me a while to get that cheese, actually, but it'd probably be easy if you came back here with double jump, but, you know, that's cheating.
Wow. Wow, that was clean. Like, when I did this, I never figured out how to, like, actually kill that kill room, like, cleanly in any way. Like, the way I figured it out is I just got there so late that the leg guy just kind of fell to his doom when the bridge caught up with me, and I walked out.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure you do need shotgun ice to do that efficiently, let's say.
Some people are smarter than others when it comes to making it.
And Wafu's a bit distorted right now. Let's hope my internet plays nice.
The stream is paused. Oh no, don't do this to me.
Is it working again?
Seems to be.
Okay. Let's continue then. Oh god. So here's a thing where you need shotgun ice to start the explosion up there and get some nightmare cheese. How's the stream going?
Seems to be okay. It's a slightly laggier, I think.
Okay.
But
I do not have good internet, and I fully expect at some point during this playthrough my internet's just going to die completely during a stream. If that happens, I'll just you know, sit there and wait for it to come back up. And I just died because I was not paying attention, but that's okay. But yeah, if that does happen, I'll just sit there and wait. And basically, the stream's not over until I say it's over. So if that does happen, just kind of wait warmly. You're gonna be tempted to do more dashing than you should really want to actually do here, so yeah, just kind of take it slow.
Well, currently I have like a 15-second delay on the stream, by the way.
Okay.
But it's running.
Okay. Good. I'm actually on Skype with Wafu as well, so his commentary to me is instant at least. Which is actually kind of helpful because it means he can read chat to me immediately if something pertinent comes up. But I don't expect chat to, mention anything pertinent. It's probably just memes.
For the most part, it's just like Ald and Quaff memeing.
The DT meme crew. Ald is like the ultimate memer because he got a save for War Master without doing any of the rest of the game and beat War Master from no experience playing the game whatsoever, and now he can't do any of the platforming.
He's almost like a meme-made person. It's almost fair to say.
Yeah. So this screen is actually a bit tricky. You really need to manage the enemies towards the end there. I remember taking a few tries here on my first playthrough as well, so that's okay. Like I said, this gate is where the difficulty kind of starts to ramp up a bit. I suppose you could consider this like the beginning of the mid game, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The platforming in this is largely to it keeps going at a steady height, and then you get the Vault Nightmare Gate.
Yeah, the Vault is definitely a big step up in difficulty. The game is actually pretty good about each successive area being harder than the last, except for kind of the RPG Gate. That's more its own thing.
And the Mega Man Nightmare Gate, I think, is probably one of my hardest sections that I had in my casual playthrough. It is, it's brutal.
Yeah, a lot of people have trouble with the Mega Man Nightmare Gate. It's pretty much all instant kill platforming, and I didn't have too much trouble with it myself, but that's kind of jinx this playthrough if I say that, isn't it?
Well, at the very least, Nightmare doesn't affect it much.
Yeah, that's true. So, like I said, it's all instant death anyway, so... So I'm better at aiming my shotgun eyes, which is good, because this section is quite annoying if you can't.
Tell you what Nightmare is going to affect, though. El Pizzo.
Yeah. El Pizzo is the reason I'm going to wait to get the heart from the vault before I do the Nightmare Gate here as well.
I forgot that the vault actually gave you a heart.
Yeah, it does. And I believe that's the last heart we'll be getting, in fact. Oh, and here's the world team.
RPG Gate gives you one, I believe.
Does it? I actually don't think it does. Can someone confirm?
Does it not? No, you might be right. I thought the Trivia Lord gave you one at the end, when you get the last chip.
Well, you just spoiled Trivia Lord. Thanks a lot, Wafu.
Shit! Shit!
It's okay. So if I die to Storm Eagle much, I'm going to be really sad, because this guy is not very much different than he is in X1 at all. And
You think Zephyr was just really happy when he got to make Storm Eagle? Just like this big neck bird?
well, he got Overdrive Ostrich as well, and that's also a bird.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why he chose it.
He actually says somewhere that it's just a coincidence that two of them are birds. If you want to believe that, that's up to you.
Ice says that the vault doesn't give you a heart.
It doesn't?
But the RPG gate does.
Okay, I had that mixed up then. That's good to know.
So are you sure you want to wait that long for the Mega Man Nightmare Gate?
I might just end up doing it along with the Castlevania Nightmare Gate then.
So much nightmare cheese to collect.
So here's an example of using the gravity well for more DPS.
Quoth, who is also at the RPG gate, says he has 8 hearts.
Okay.
So. No, Storm Eagle wins.
So I'm actually kind of running out of dash energy, which is not something I expected to happen.
I think there's a Mega Man talent. Is it? I think it's in the Mega Man gate that gives you the sprint recovery time or
Yeah.
the dash recovery time.
So you can, he shoots out his babies, and you can kill his babies because we all like killing babies, don't we?
We love killing babies.
We're gonna get to kill some other babies soon too.
Ice says that Hex is a dick. That's why he doesn't give you a heart in the vault.
Well, he is Hex.
Yeah, it's true. If there's anyone that would be a dick, it'd be Hex.
Okay, so Storm Eagle is really easy to DPS spam. He's basically free for a gold rank if you're into that. One thing to note is that when he's doing a super mode, again, you cannot dash through these bosses in super form, so that kind of fucked me up there, but it's okay.
And that's all 3 Mavericks, right?
Yeah. Zephyr said he was going to have 4 Maverick stages, but he decided to cut it down to 3 so he can, focus the design a bit more, and I think that was the correct decision. All 3 of these stages are pretty tight. And like this game is ridiculously long, but Zephyr did exercise restraint in places like that. Like I was talking about with the motorbike, he could have easily made the motorbike sections much worse, but he didn't. So now we're going to go back for maybe the only backtracking we ever do. Because we got the strike chain, which is, I want to say, Wire Sponge's weapon. And we get it from Storm Eagle, of course. It's going to let us attach to those grappling hook things we've been seeing all around. Here we go. And this might seem kind of gimmicky, but this is actually used extensively throughout the entire game.
Strike Chain, funny note, there's even a boss centered around it.
2 bosses.
Oh yeah, there's 2 bosses.
So yeah, you get a lot of mileage out of this thing. It might seem unimpressive now, but just wait until later. It's actually very fun, and one of the reasons I think it's fun is because you have a lot of leniency for it actually, attaching to the grapple points. If it were more finicky with that, I think it'd be not very much fun, but apparently the testers campaign for it to work the way it does now. And God bless the testers, basically.
Yeah. The Zephyr seems to have listened to... I've actually had a few conversations with some of the testers, and Zephyr seems to have taken all their advice to heart. There's a lot of changes, like... I don't know if you remember the Lower Norfair with the Fireflies and stuff like that in the Metroid Gate.
Yeah.
Apparently the save after Lower Norfair that wasn't even there.
Damn. Yeah, Zephyr is very, very good about listening to both criticism and just suggestions. He says it's better to get harsh criticism than none at all, and I believe he said that to Wafu on Twitter recently, in fact, and he's just very, very good about taking it all in stride and working to to improve the game for everyone, not just himself, and that's commendable. I think a lot of people have trouble with that with their own creative works. That's not as tight as it seems because Jerry's hitbox is like we said earlier. Jerry's hitbox does not include his feet. Okay. And over here is one of the few items we're going to be able to get. And I tried to air dash there and almost didn't make it. Holy shit. So both of these are gonna attack above us, which is actually pretty rare. There's only one. We're not going to get anything else to attack above us for quite some time. Just teleport.
So
Go ahead.
this is interesting because like nobody would expect this to be like a special thing to be hidden in one of the Maverick stages, but yeah, it's a secret, and it's it's the powered up versions of the Gravity Well and Shotgun Ice that attack upwards. It's pretty neat that this is just kind of some secret.
Yeah. You can actually miss that entirely and go the entire game without them, but to be honest, they're not really gonna revolutionize your gameplay or anything, but there are a few situations where both of them can be useful. For example, the stealth bugs. Oh boy, the stealth bugs. We'll see those soon enough.
Yeah, that's actually like one of the best uses that I've found for them. I didn't use them as much, but I think that there are some situations for them. It just takes a little bit of creativity.
So Zephyr wastes no time in getting used to the strike chain. That was my bad there.
So you might be thinking, like, what's your first thing that you're going to do with the strike chain? Well, you're going to dodge a bunch of insta-kill spikes while enemies fly at you.
Yeah.
And Mugi's going to die.
Yeah. So, like I said, even the tutorials in this game are deadly. Okay, I should stop trying to land back on one right below me. That's actually kind of precise. So
I was playing Asakura P recently too, which is kind of something that this reminds me of, which is once it shows you a mechanic once, it just kind of expects you to do it past that point. I mean, if you die, you die. You eventually learn how to do it, but there's it doesn't. Like, the game is sort of ambivalent to your dying, really. It's just you expect it, you learn from it, and you do it again.
Yeah. Both this game and Asakura P have absolutely no penalty for dying whatsoever, and you just restart right back where you were. And honestly, that's the kind of thing I look for in modern games. I'm no longer a fan of the whole live system. I would rather practice the part I'm having trouble with and not everything back up to that point, basically. So here's some more motorbike sections. Again, nothing too hard. Zephyr actually put you very far back on the screen compared to where you are in the actual X games, which helps a lot. And again, the wider resolution helps as well.
This one actually I found is actually pretty hard in comparison to the other motorbike segments I find.
Well, I did perfectly first try and got the cheese as well, so I don't know about that.
Well, I just mean that like there's insta-kill spikes that take like certain jump heights and stuff like that, which isn't like in the other ones, basically.
Right. So here's probably the most elaborate platforming map we've seen so far. Oh, that was pretty sick right there. Wait until you see that. And obviously this is an area that is made much easier by having air dash later, but we don't have that right now, so we're kind of stuck waiting for a couple of these.
And once again, demonstrating about DT3's ability to just kind of expect you to learn stuff. As soon as you learn about strike chaining and start getting used to it, you now have to deal with moving strike chains at the same time.
And kill rooms with strike chain. There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more of those later, and they're gonna be much harder. Don't worry. Oh, let's check a record as Zephyr added. Strike chain misses. That's what he actually keeps track of when you failed to latch on, which is a pretty funny stat. Again, like I said, that it's pretty lenient with the hitboxes for latching onto these things, which goes a long way towards making these sections much less obnoxious than they would be otherwise. So I had much more trouble with this my first time through, but the game really gets a lot of mileage out of this mechanic later on, so this is feels more like a tutorial to me now, even if it probably isn't really one.
This is one of I think the best. I didn't really think about this till now, but this really is one of the best examples of the tutorial and then instant like expectation of execution, and that you get strike chain, and then the second you get strike chain, you are expected to do lightning wall, like with the most elaborate platforming in the game with it.
Yeah, most elaborate platforming up to this point.
Yeah, in the game is a bold stretch because, oh boy.
In fact, some of the most elaborate platforming in the game is during a boss.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll be seeing that here.
I intend to attempt that boss on Nightmare, and I want to at least get to that phase, but if I can't beat him in a reasonable amount of time, I'm just going to show him off of my regular file. Oh shit, okay. You don't want to stand where I was standing right there. So I would shoot the vertical shotgun ice against these guys, except it doesn't go through ceilings, which makes me very sad.
A sad property of ice that it doesn't
Yeah.
go through ceilings.
Oh god, I'm very low on HP at this point. Waiting for this guy to give me a good opening.
That was an interesting enemy placement there, by the way, of the two like red mace guys just kind of blocking your opening at the same time.
Okay, I'm thinking it might be smarter just to avoid that guy, because he doesn't really do much anyway.
This guy is really giving you some grief, huh?
Yeah. So this screen is basically, you want to try and either balance between just getting the hell out of here, or taking it methodically and kind of killing all the enemies as you go. And I'm going to try and think methodically, because I'm not confident in my tanking abilities at the moment. Oh shit. That's one way to do it, I guess. So this section is actually not dangerous at all if you just take it as slowly as possible. You're gonna want to not do that, but I think I'm gonna do that. As in, you know, just take it slow. Right as I said that, I got greedy. It's hard to resist getting greedy here.
Also, someone doing this normally will have much more health than you have at this point, too.
But it's okay, I got some health drops. Not only will they have more health, they'll just, you know, they'll take less damage, period. The dash off the walls is actually kind of an interesting mechanic I wish we'd seen a bit more of, actually. It's kind of fun to do.
I had a lot of trouble controlling it, I think, when I first played it.
As you can see, there's also offensive applications for the shotgun ice ricochet effect. And this is just stage 1 of Sigma's Fortress, by the way. There we go. That was it.
What boss is this? Bow Spider?
Yeah, this is Bow Spider. Or Boss Spider, I guess. So there's an achievement on this map, as it mentions. I'm going to try for it a few times, but if it's not going too well, we're just going to skip it. Basically, you might remember these guys from the original Mega Man X. They're a little trickier here, let's say.
You're going to see quite a bit more of this mechanic.
Yeah. Oh, I should scan them real quick. These guys are immune to everything, so like Zephyr says, they'll show up outside of this gate. Okay. Oh shit! I didn't. What did I actually thought I was safe there. That surprised me. It's okay. We'll try again.
It looked like you got that, but huh.
That's kind of weird. I wasn't expecting to trip it.
I don't think I ever got this achievement.
I actually had to go back after I beat the game and get it. Okay. Just a fluke last time. Maybe the game was lagging or something, because, you know, I have OBS and all. Okay, so I'm going to drop down here and stand here. You're safe. Oh, I haven't done this without the air dash. That's going to make this interesting. Or it's going to make it tanking, but that's also interesting, right?
That was a very Raocow-esque way of doing it. Good job, good job.
So this is a kill room while you're dodging these things. Okay, I tripped it off. I'm not gonna... After I get past this kill room, I can actually still get the achievement by doing this room again. So that's what we're gonna do. I know we're kind of repeating content for the sake of an achievement, but I wanted to do this. I like the achievements in this game. Some of them are pretty fun. Shut up, Jerry. Well, this is what you got to do for achievements. It's the struggle, the achievement life.
Hope any new people watching this gets inspired to do a 100% achievement run.
Yes, 100% achievements is actually. I think you might actually need all golds for that because he added a gold, suspiciously titled achievement. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna give this one more try for the achievement, and then we're gonna move on because this is very silly, and I shouldn't be doing it on stream. Wow, I jumped right into that guy. That's great. See, this is why you should not go for achievements. Everything starts going badly. Okay. So we should be able to make it through this screen now. Cross our fingers. Okay, yeah, I'm used to doing that with... They can... I didn't know they could activate like that. That's... I'm beginning to think I should have, just, left this room instead of trying to do this. Because now we're getting into real spaghetti territory. New and exciting deaths.
Nice reverse grab wells. Remember, you beat this room once, you can do it again.
Hopefully I can do it again. This is where the run ends.
Dude, just drop this Takashi and become Garuda.
Easier said than done. Okay, so this is actually very easy now. Because you no longer have that gimmick. I didn't get the achievement because I got it at the very end, but we're going to move on because this is silly. We're not going to get the achievement. I'm sorry. This is probably the worst part of the stream.
Are you kidding me? All that just to tip the last laser?
Yeah, so here's Boss Spider. We're going to talk about him now. You can't dash through him. I guess that's something.
So, Bow Spider is, like, I'm pretty sure that, you know, the things in the webs that he comes down are randomly placed.
Yeah.
Like, chosen out of several different patterns, obviously.
As far as I know,
yeah.
from trying to gold him, they're pretty much just random. And here, he's got some babies. We killed the babies.
We love killing children.
GDQ kills the animals, we kill the babies.
Yes. And obviously, as probably demonstrated, you can only hit him when his eye is open. And he gets faster and faster every time he does a baby drop and you murder his children. Then he gets like this weird Super Saiyan aura around him when he comes to kill you. It becomes harder and harder to tell like what path that he's taking before he reaches the ground.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same as the fight from the original, but much harder. Which is a theme throughout DT3. So yeah, you actually kind of got to track what he's doing, because you can't tank anything on Nightmare, of course.
So, one funny note is this guy's gold time is 24 seconds or something around that long, I believe.
It's
yeah.
It's
you have to kill him within four drops, basically.
It's one of the hardest gold times, as I said.
Might be thinking, wow, how the hell do you do that? And my answer to that is same.
So this guy gets pretty fast. It's very hard to react to what he's doing, especially when he's throwing babies. Fortunately, he doesn't have that much HP, so.
Also, he only has 2 attacks, which is baby throw and then run at you.
Yeah.
But fairly delivered, you know, aptly because of his random, you know, webbings.
I've never seen that pattern before.
There's a couple of them where he will just, like, he just drops down with nothing in his way, and he just sinks to the ground immediately.
Okay, so we did not spaghetti against Boss Spider, for the record. You gotta get the little jingle every time, of course.
Yeah, large amounts of Takashi in this portion of the stream. Spoonfuls, one would say.
Yes. So you gotta learn to love the shotgun ice is all I can really say about this. The 50 versus 30 base damage is actually gonna be very noticeable on this run in particular, I think, Wafu?
Yeah, I think so. So, as a note,
as you can see, he's shooting lemons for about 30 damage a pop. With the energy gem and, you know, damage items, this goes up to 100.
Yeah.
Big difference between 30 and 100, as you can imagine.
And that's with the same DPS, or same shot speed. So the gimmick here is you're using gravity well to pull platforms towards you. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. Just get them near the purple things, and does it pretty nicely for you.
It doesn't really tell you this is what it needs to do, does it?
It does in the screen comment.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And wow, I died. That's embarrassing. All deaths at this point are embarrassing.
That was a pretty great way to die, by the way. Or a pretty great way to get hit, which is fire a gravity well. It pulls the platform from under you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really liking the dash and wall mechanic here. I do wish we had seen more of that. You actually do get the the wall cling for one other area, but you don't really do anything with it. It's just kind of a fun thing. Even Claire can do it. That's because she had it in DT2. You can in fact also turn into a morph ball while on a wall, and that does fun things with the physics.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I never tried that.
If you turn into a morph ball while you're on a wall, you will maintain the wall physics for as long as you're in the morph ball, which means you can go horizontally while floating. If you get the chance, go to Subcon and check it out. It's pretty weird. I believe it was Lost Property who found that, so shoutouts to him, I guess.
This reminds me, speaking of DT2,
Yeah.
since I recently beat Wex, and I've been thinking,
Yeah.
should I go back and explore the untouched trenches of Zephyr's backlog?
Well, I mean, you haven't beaten Shroud Lord, have you?
No, I have not beaten Shroud Lord. I mean, let's just say the proper answer to this is no, but I might do it anyway.
Okay, so I want to get that health, but it would be a very bad idea to actually go after it right now.
Oh, LP actually just said in the comments that
Yeah.
apparently Zephyr actually knew about that, the morph ball thing,
Yeah.
but he left it in because it's cute.
Yeah, he does it with some stuff where it doesn't really affect anything. I actually found a very spicy glitch myself that he said he was tempted to leave in, but it would have broken stuff too much, I guess.
Dude, it was such a good speedrun thing. It was so good for speedrunning.
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool if he had kept it in, but I can see why he didn't. It would have... It could have messed with other things, too. We don't really know. Basically, you know, when we saw on stream that you can... you still have the optional biases unlocked. If you do it on if you start a new game with a file, that has them unlocked already. Well, I discovered that if you actually try to fight them, the game does not reset your character state properly, and you get stuff you're not supposed to have yet, namely the air dash. That would have been cool for speedruns, but like I said, we don't know if that would have messed up other parts of the game or what. So I told Zephyr about it, and he removed it.
We found a lot of bugs. I think like patches from 1.5 to 1.507 have just been all bugs we found.
Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure how you're meant to do this room. I'm pretty sure I've never actually done it properly, and I'm probably not going to start now. Just do that. I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do, so just do that. Oh, and here's another spicy kill room.
Wow, that's pretty fucking hilarious. Those are some pretty good movie strats.
Yeah. Hey, it works. That's the important part, right? Of course,
That is actually some speedrun tech.
it doesn't work on Achilles, of course, so if this were an Achilles run, I have to figure out what the fuck you're supposed to really do here. But, There's a use for the charged shotgun ice right there. Oh shit, I almost fell into the... That would have been bad. So as you can see, this whole area is kind of about making you do wall clinging in conjunction with Jerry's other options, both his attacks and his dash and all that. Zephyr gets a lot of mileage out of the verticality, as we said. Okay. And this is another place where you cannot go back to previous screens, so you're stuck with the health you have going into any given screen. Oh, and here's the hardest boss in the game.
Good old bit.
Yeah. So there's actually, I'm finding a lot of cutscenes you cannot skip for whatever reason. So it's a good thing they're all just text you can mash through real quick. So that was Achilles' bit. I hope you enjoyed. The whole joke with that, if you didn't catch it, is that it's exactly the same pattern as he has in X3. But since this is DT3, he's just a joke. Since you have the dash and superior movement abilities and superior offense and all that.
Isn't it in X3? He's a joke in X3 too, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's even more of a joke here.
He's just such a weenie.
He's actually weak against the ice weapon in X3 as well, which is kind of a neat little wow.
Continuity.
So that was a nice death. They're all nice deaths. Each death is special in its own way.
It's a happy death.
Yeah.
The first vertical platforming that you do in this screen, foreshadowing for the Nightmare Gate.
Yeah. Here's another use for charged shotgun ice. Like I said, being able to attack vertically is actually very good in the early game. Oh, and you can just pass through here and get some cheese.
If you're even a fan of cheese. I don't know what it is originally.
Yeah. Well, it's a chest. So.
Oh, okay. Those internets.
Every chest in the game gives you internets, which is the currency. So, yeah.
Not every chest.
Well, not every chest. We'll actually have to find out what's in those chests, won't we?
Yeah.
I like it if we got, you know, the actual items that were supposed to be there. That's probably too much to hope for, though. So, I have literally 1 HP left, but that's okay. This is now an Achilles run.
You actually have exactly 1 HP. You do.
Yeah.
So I don't think we actually see the gravity well pulling platforms up at any point beyond this gate.
I'm pretty sure we don't.
This is all you see of them, but you get pretty good use of them just in here because they mesh really well with the wall jump.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much the reason you don't see them elsewhere, because they're so meant for the actual mechanics here. Oh, and here's Bite. He's also a very, very sad boss.
And you can probably tell what's coming.
Yeah.
For the record, I actually did not see what's coming. I assumed that Bit and Bite were going to fuse into turn into like a Megazord or something.
Well, they do that in actual X3, but not here. And the boss they turn into in X3 has a very special name. I suggest looking it up and finding out for yourself what that boss's name is. So I don't think we should risk what I was thinking we should do. It's okay, we fell into spikes anyway.
Sigma's rooms, or Sigma's areas, really have a lot of elaborate, like, wall jump platforming.
Yeah.
That, like, for a mechanic that only shows up here, it really gets, like, it gets enough mileage to be as, like, almost like its own game's mechanic, which is appropriate considering the Mega Man gate is about as long as, like, any individual X game, really.
Yeah. And well, it basically is its own games mechanic. So
People might be shocked by hearing that this game is as long as like X1 or X2 or X3.
yeah,
And
it actually
it is.
yeah, it actually is. Like
when I look at it, you might not remember it like that, but it is.
Yeah. Like, this has... Wow. Wait for that Death Waffle, you're gonna love it. So, this gate does not have as many actual stages, but it's going on, like, screens, length of each screen, amount of deaths it's gonna take. It's actually longer than X1, I know for sure. I replay X1 a lot, and it takes me, like, an hour to get through it. I believe this gate took me, like, 3 hours my first time. Hopefully it won't take that long this time, but you never know. Okay, some more grappling, because everybody loves grappling, right? Oh,
Yeah.
so this is a very neat usage of... Oh, I got the 2 hours. So you got to do a jump dash through those instant kill spikes by moving that into position. Very cool interplay of mechanics here, and it just kind of casually happens. That's one thing DT3 is good about. All the mechanics work really well together, and Ziffer has a good idea of what would be fun to do. Oh, and it's our favorite room, Wafu.
Oh no. Is that what I think it is?
Yes, it is.
I'm just waiting for it to happen. The screen is so far behind. Oh, yes, yep. This is Kevin's favorite room too, if I recall.
It's everyone's favorite room, really.
Yeah, that spike jump is actually like, God, it's so big. Like, that spike jump is actually really cool, but it just kind of happens randomly, just like at the end of the stage.
Oh, I dashed the wrong way. That's a good way to die. I actually died in this screen. That's
Of all places.
It's actually kind of hard when you do no fucking damage, let me tell you. You can actually use the recharge already, so...
Oh no, don't kill the baby one yet.
Not yet. I'm gonna kill his kill the rest of his family first, and then kill the baby. That's how we work.
I like how you died on the screen, even though there was a full health recover right at the end too.
I didn't think he could reach it. It didn't seem like he could reach it at first, but yeah, you don't even have to kill these guys. Apparently, you can just you know. Oh, I accidentally went to the. Damn. So, we're not going to be able to kill the baby and get the achievement. That's bad.
This is a full spaghetti stream.
This is the worst stream. I mean, to the viewers, it might be the best stream, but for me, it's the worst stream. So, here's the actual boss. You have to fight Bit and Bite at the same time.
Yeah. I like how they talk about how they got been gifted and how they're all powered up and stuff, and their ultimate form is just they just run at you like at the same time.
Wow, this is kind of hard.
So at the start, you could throw a gravity well at Bite immediately, and then immediately turn to Bit and just kind of wreck him.
This is an exercise in learning how to conserve my dashes, in fact. Should have dashed.
This, with low DPS, it looks like this might contain some wrist breakage.
Yeah, this is kind of hard. You gotta actually learn when you can dash and not.
This fight's kind of fun just because it's such a simple and hilarious concept. It's just like bit and bite from X3, and you just shove them together.
Yeah. Okay, killed one of them. Oh, that's not Spaghetti, the other one. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was actually kind of fun fight when you don't have, you know, rapidly refilling dash and tons of DPS. I like that. That was cool. It's actually interesting how well they work together as well, because he mostly based them on the originals.
Oh, right. LP just reminded me when Kefit did this, he for some reason didn't consider the fact that you could dash through them.
Oh.
So he had a very fun time.
I bet.
On this guy.
So here's the final Sigma Fortress stage. Just like in the real games, it has 3 stages. No hidden surprises afterward. Hopefully Sigma won't go too badly. I'm kind of worried. Like, I know how to kill Sigma, but not how to, like, continue fighting Sigma for a very long time, which is what we're gonna have to do.
I think Sigma is actually a fight that kind of lends itself to learning it in such a way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he is very, very phase, and, you know, he has extremely static pattern.
So that's very hard section on Achilles. Kind of did it not really very well, but it's okay. And here's some cheese up here. You can get it if you want.
I just had to give Chad an extremely spicy meme that just posted. Our prince.
Oh, what was it?
I'm gonna show you.
Okay. So if you want to show me something, put it in. Link it in the gaming channel on Discord, so it'll show me the preview.
Oh, good call.
And everybody saw your name again, by the way.
Oh, fuck. You didn't see anything.
Good meme. Very good meme.
It's so good.
By the way, if you guys are wondering, Wafu's name is Daniel.
Fuck.
We've accidentally shown it like 3 times now. That's what you get for using Skype with your real name. Who even uses Skype anymore anymore? So,
I honestly barely use it. I just kind of have it like on open login, like on restart. So
there's that cheese is probably easier to get with double jump. I actually got it legitimately my first time, which I'm somewhat surprised. But hey, I'm better than I give myself credit for. Oh, here's a fun thing. These guys will block your shots, so you got to get real close to Mr. Turtle here. You got to be kind of. You can actually go behind those guys. I did not realize that. That's cool. And you can dash through them as well. They're not completely solid or anything.
And we once again see the Crusher gimmick that is done at the very, very start, right at the very end. But this time it gets combined with pretty much everything that you had to do, which is including the lasers and lots of enemy interference.
So I made it through that screen without dying. I think that's pretty good. That's a tough screen, and you have to do some fairly complex movements with the dash there at the end. I think that's based on, I want to say, X3's Final Ascent. Oh, I jumped right into an enemy. That's okay. I hate fighting these guys, but I'm gonna have to. That's just how this game works. So we can kind of keep the other ones off screen pretty well. That works. One thing I'm kind of noticing that it's possible to kind of lose your charge completely. I don't know if that's part of the fourth charge or what. Didn't.
Huh. Yeah, I just saw that happen to you.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of why he didn't include it in the main game. Okay, so that's a kill room down. This actually, this formation of birds happens in Armored Armadillo's stage, but it's okay. We can deal with them.
LP just asked if you turned your enemy HP bars off, but I think it's just because they're cut off at the bottom. I'm not totally sure.
Let's see you next time we find an enemy. Somehow I think they got turned off, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, where would that be? Graphics? No. Display? Show death counter? So, I think that was just a bug or something, because it was definitely still on.
Huh. That's strange.
Yeah, so... Not sure what's going on, because it is definitely not just... Let's try scanning something in Chow. See that? No? Weird. Maybe it's like a bug with this room or something? We'll see if it keeps happening.
Zephyr.
Zephyr, please. Why you gotta do this to us? Oh, this is kind of fun. I never actually did that properly, so that's fun to actually figure out. I feel like I'm saying that about half the rooms in this game, but it's true. You can really tank a lot when you have, you know, proper stats. Well, I say proper, more like broken stats for the babies who play on normal mode and not Nightmare. So we're up against Sigma. I'm going to take a bathroom break and then we'll get back to him.
Alright. Sigma's fun. Oh yeah, thank you. You reminded me. Okay, that's why.
Alright. So it's time for Sigma. This is a Mega Man X game, so the boss has got to be Sigma.
So, by the way, we figured out the reason.
What was
that
it?
the hell part of the show?
Why?
Lore. Jeremy is locked out, if you remember.
Oh, that's true. It is some lore. So, this is the first form of Sigma. Can't skip this cutscene, but whatever. So, this is Sigma from X6, his first form in X6. He's basically all zombified and funky, let's say. And the gimmick here is that you can only do full damage to him when he is in the middle of an attack of some sort. So...
So actually, it took me a while to figure out, or I don't know if or how long it took me to figure out that how to actually like deal with the red beam, or the red blade rather. I just kind of face tanked it for the longest time.
Oh yeah, it's kind of difficult.
So there's actually a hilarious thing with the bullet swarm that he does at the beginning that I won't say until you do it. But there's a funny little exploit.
What is it?
There's actually a safe spot in the bullet swarm.
Oh yeah, huh? I didn't know that. So he has a lot of HP on Nightmare. This might take a while.
I don't remember him having this much health.
Yeah. It's okay though. He only has like a couple of attacks, so we should be good. As you can see, I'm getting pretty optimal DPS on him. And he gradually gets resistant to everything you can throw at him, which is not fun, but, you know, that's how it goes. Oh, that was bad. I jumped down too soon.
Yeah, his side switch that he does is just mostly to, mess with you a bit. He doesn't do anything new. He just screws with you a bit.
That was close. That was really fucking close, in fact. God. Would have died. So here's a phase...
Holy shit.
Here's phase 2 of, okay, Jeremy... This is actually pretty cool. Jerry restores his HP with cheesy friendship powers. Okay, so anyway, this guy is Sigma from X4, and we're gonna not get hit by him right at the start.
He looks so silly.
Okay, we don't have enough DPS to actually kill the head on top, so we're gonna actually have to dodge it.
So, Sigma works in a very specific way. Let's say he has the exact same attacks pretty much everything. There's almost no RNG involved in Sigma at all. And because he rotates through his attacks so absurdly fast that there's very little way that you won't start developing the responses to his attacks. So he's a pretty learned boss overall, and I quite like his design because he's extremely fast-paced, but with a very noticeable pattern that anyone will discern. By the way, you can kill the blue head on the ground pretty easily if you don't want to ignore the yellow head.
Oh, you can? I didn't know you could actually
Yeah.
kill another head. That's good to know, in fact. Okay, you got actually an ideal laser spawn there.
And also, as you can tell, he spawns 3 heads that will mess with you. Pretty much, they're the crux of most of his attacks. They'll start appearing even during his normal attacks, as you can tell. And basically, every time that you break a head, it does a significant portion of his HP. So basically, since Sigma is so rarely on screen, the main bulk of your damage will be killing these heads over and over again. He himself is also weak to gravity. My phone's ringing for reasons I'm not sure. Don't they understand? Please.
Wafu, can you, like, do something about that? Wow, I got him pretty close and then I
Alright.
died. I blame the phone.
I got it. Same, my bad. Wow, that was a really good attempt.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get all bad attempts for a long time because of the phone. This is how it goes.
Also, at a certain portion of his health, the heads actually stop doing damage to Sigma, so you will have to finish him normally.
Okay, that's not something you want to get hit by. The laser spawn there is random. Sometimes you get in a position where you can actually do damage to Sigma while chained to it, which is optimal. In fact, when I was doing the gold, I reset until I got that every time. Okay, I'm trying to get too fancy. Just need to take it slow. So that attack is a lot harder to dodge in X4 since you do not have the dash.
Can't you shoot him on the lower strike chain when he does that?
I don't think you can. I mean, I tried it when I was gold timing him, but it didn't seem to work.
Huh.
Oh, you can.
Ah.
That's good to know. Means there's less randomness involved with getting the gold time. So yeah, don't even try to kill the redhead unless you have a very high DPS, because it's not going to happen. Wow, he was like literally at no HP, and I totally screwed up the dashing. That's okay.
That is a hardship.
It really is. Okay, I shouldn't be taking any hits pretty much, but...
Yeah. Sigma has a like a rhythm you get into after you fight him and learn him.
Wow, he is at so little HP right now. There we go.
All right then.
Actually had more trouble with Overdrive Ostrich.
Epic is so vindicated.
He is. Thank you, Claire. I agree. And we can't skip this cutscene, but... Speed Mash. That's the real speed strat right there.
Sigma is actually one of my favorite bosses in here. I love the rhythm that you get into while fighting him.
Yeah, it's pretty... Like Claire says, it's intense and it looks cool when you do it. And there's a heart. I now have 7 hearts. And I think I'm only going to get 8 ever. So that's... Oh boy. So yeah, we're done here. We can actually... leave. And there's one thing I want to show off. Okay, you can't show it off here. Never mind. Let me go to another gate then. Let's go back to, say, the Mario gate. So you get these computers that tell you where all the items you're missing in a gate are. That helps significantly when you're going back for, you know, backtracking for collectibles and all that. So I forget the next place we're headed after this, so we're just going to go back to where the Mega Man gate was and save. And I said we wanted to do the Mega Man gate tonight, and that's what we did. So I think, you think we should, if you think we're good, Wafu?
I think that's pretty good here. It's been
Okay.
almost more than 2.5 hours.
Okay, so let's go back to the title screen. 8 hours, 41 minutes. So like I said, this is probably about the end of the mid-game, not the end of the early game, and we're into the mid-game at this point. We do still need to go back and clear up the Castlevania Nightmare Gate. I might go ahead and just do the Mega Man Nightmare Gate. It's the weekend, obviously, so we might get a longer stream depending on how Wafu's schedule works out. Kefit might want to join in. Yeah, so next time, definitely going to do Castlevania Nightmare Gate. And then we'll move on to see whether we want to move on to either the Vault or the Mega Man Nightmare Gate. So, anything you want to say, Wafu, before I kill the stream?
Nothing. That seems pretty good to me.
Alright, so we'll see you again whenever. I have to practice some bosses, but it's all part of the struggle.